Joseph climbed a large rock to look around the countryside. There was trouble, and trouble was behind them. Joseph could see three of King Herod's evil soldiers riding toward them on great war horses. There was no way Jack the donkey could outrun war horses. The Holy Family would have to hide. Joseph quickly looked around. You've seen pictures of the area between Bethlehem and Egypt. It's mostly open desert country. There was no place to hide. Then Mary saw a tiny grove of trees. Joseph hurried over to the oak tree and said, "Oak tree, will you hide baby Jesus from the vicious soldiers of evil King Herod?" "No, no way," answered the oak tree. "I am King Herod's oak tree. Someday I'll be cut down and made into beautiful furniture for King Herod's palatial palace. I will not betray my king." "Pine tree, will you help hide baby Jesus? The evil soldiers want to kill him." "No, no, I am King Herod's pine tree. I hope to be cut down and made into masts and spars and sail King Herod's ships throughout the Mediterranean Sea. I would never betray my king." Joseph looked at the spruce tree. In those far-off days, spruce trees looked a whole lot different from our spruce trees today. At that time, the branches of the spruce tree grew straight down along the sides of their trunk. Not much of a place to hide. Joseph said, "Spruce tree, can you help hide our baby?" I'll try. The spruce tree grunted and groaned, trying to pull its branches away from its trunk. Spruce tree got the branches out from her trunk, but they stuck slanting down, and the spruce tree couldn't pull them back or push them out. They just stuck right there and wouldn't move. In fact, even today, the spruce tree's branches are still stuck in the same place. There was another tree in the grove called the ilex tree, a childish tree, always acting silly, playing with the wind, flipping its branches, bending this away, bending that away. A bird would start to land on one branch, and the ilex tree would suddenly wiggle the branch out from under their feet to their tail feathers and flip the bird onto another branch. The birds loved it, especially the young ones. Well, their mothers would sometimes say, "Oh, Ilex, please do be careful." Ilex then would remind them that he had been their babysitter and that it turned out rather well. Ilex always babysat the eggs in the nests and watched over the new baby birds and baby squirrels. The birds always nested with Ilex. In fact, Ilex was the first tree the mother squirrels would let the baby squirrels play on by themselves. Sometimes, when Ilex was feeling silly, he would pick up acorns and pitch them at the squirrels. The frivolous squirrels, most of the time, would fling them back or run through the ilex branches trying to tickle her, and she always pretended that she was being tickled. When Rabbit visited, Ilex would ask Crow to find rabbits and carrots to have with their tea. Of course, it was always pretend, since neither drank tea. Then Rabbit and Ilex would get into an acorn ball game. Rabbit pitched, Ilex would bat, Squirrel would run the bases, and the birds played the infield and outfield. Ilex always asked Squirrel to run bases for her because of her aching sore foot. Squirrel would ask which foot this time. Then they would both laugh at their own joke. They both knew that trees had no feet. Lots of times, Oak Tree, feeling righteous and proper, would call out, Ilex, stop talking foolishness. Stop playing games. Stand up straight. How do you expect our wood to ever amount to anything? Quit acting so immature. You are old enough to start taking responsibility for your behavior. Ilex, always gentle and kind, would answer, Thank you, Oak Tree. Life is also to be man was looking back in our direction. We've been riding kind of fast and should be getting close to whomever it was. I don't see anyone. You're right, answered the sergeant. They must be hiding somewhere. We'd best look for them. No places to hide that I can see, Sergeant, said the soldier. You're right there, too, except maybe that funny round green tree over yonder. One could hide in alongside of the trunk. Let's ride our war horses into the branches. If we flush out anybody and they got any babies, King Herod says we gotta kill them, and we will do just that. Alex heard the soldiers. She knew she could not keep the war horses away from her trunk. Alex tried, slapping and pushing, but her branches were only slowing the horses. Alex kept fighting and started to pray. Oh Lord, help me help baby Jesus. I can't stop these war horses and soldiers. Please, Lord, help me save baby Jesus. All of a sudden, Alex felt a sharp burning pain in her roots. The searing fire moved into her trunk and up into her branches. The pain moved out into her twigs and into her leaves. A burning pain in each leaf as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little needles came out on each leaf. The leaves began to scratch the hands and faces of wicked King Herod's evil soldiers. Whoa, whoa, back up, horse, back up. I don't know what kind of tree this is, but I'm all scratched and bleeding. I'm paid to fight, not to get hurt. Nobody is hiding in that tree. We'll go back and tell King Herod that this road was clear. Alex watched the war horses ride back toward Judea. When the soldiers were gone, Alex slowly pulled away her branches and lifted her head. Ma, Mary, Joseph, the soldiers are gone and you are safe. Something strange has happened to me. Please be careful so my leaves don't scratch you. Mary and Joseph thanked the ilex tree. They all said their goodbyes and promised to stop and visit if they came through this road again. Mary, riding Jack with baby Jesus and Joseph, went on to Egypt. They had already hardly rode out of sight when there was Michael the archangel riding in the air above the ilex tree. I don't know if you've ever seen a Celtic archangel, but they are beautiful. Michael has a dark bronze body, red flowing hair. Her helmet, armored breastplate, kilt and leg sheaths are made from polished gold. On her back are enormous silver wings. On her side, she wears a great broadsword. I guess it's Michelle, sorry. The scabbard and shoulder straps that hold the long crystal sword are a rich ebony black, covered with diamonds and rubies. Around her neck, she wears a long green silk scarf. An archangel is magnificent. Michelle looked down at the ilex tree and in a lilting brogue said, Alex, that was a great battle you fought today. We are so proud of you. What a fine fight it was. Your fight with King Herod's soldiers will not be forgotten. From this day on, you and all your kith and kin for all time will keep your leaves green all year round. I'm going to let you keep the little stickers on your leaves and give you 3 berries. 3 for baby Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and the berries will be the color red, so that when people see you, they will be reminded of the blood you drew from the soldiers in this great battle to save the Holy Family. And Alex, since you saved the Holy Family from now on, we will call you and all your kith and kin the Holy Tree. However, don't be surprised when someday in far-off America, people will change your name